right, and welcome once again, All Takes Ballot, episode 21. As always, I go by Trill Trayy, joined once again with SP21 or Spence and Vick.
I'm on my home improvement.
Yeah, we can see that here. So, uh, Vic, why don't you go ahead and give them the rundown for this show?
All right. All I want to say real quick is let's go. Playoffs is around the corner. This is crunch time. We got the final stretch. But
Y'all
for
in?
today's episode,
Yep. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let them
I
know.
mean, hold
Wow.
your brakes. Hold your brakes. We working on that.
That.
We're working on that right now. So
Wow.
come ask me Tuesday for the next episode, and yeah, I'll
Wow.
All right,
give you a full scoop on
let
that.
them know. Let them
But
know what we got this show.
Wow.
all right. So yeah, we got Thursday night football recap. They got the coach of the year and 15 pick'ems. So with that being said, just again, shout out to all the fans that we have out there that's supporting the channel. Um, again, we're continually trying to do different things and keep the convo in exciting. And we will go ahead and start with the Thursday night recap. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Las Vegas Raiders in overtime. We'll go ahead and start with Trey. What's your thoughts on this?
Hey, this was actually a way better game than what I expected.
Oh, way better.
Crazy. It ended up going to overtime. Uh, what's the kicker's name? Badgley missed two of them, which probably could have ended it in regulation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, kicker problems have been going on around the league as of late. So I mean, it happens. But the key takeaway for me in this game really was that man right there on Spence's picture. Marcus Mariota did not look half bad
Yeah.
at all. Actually looked real good. He did have one interception, but even on that interception, you could tell it was more or less like a miscommunication with him and the receiver. Um, and it was like a lucky interception that the defender made a good play on the ball. Outside of that, though, I think he gives like a different element to the Raiders offense that we haven't seen, just because, not to say that Derek Carr isn't immobile, like he can move around in the pocket sometimes if he wants, but they were actually doing designed runs for Marcus Mariota because that's what he has the ability to do so. In which, when he was with Tennessee, they didn't do enough of, I thought, because in college, if you watched him, that's what he was really good at. He did a lot of that. So I always said, like, with Vick, with the Ravens, if Mariota was to go somewhere like that and they put a system similar like that around him, you could really see what he could do. Because even still watching the game, like the deep ball, some of them kind of get away from him a little bit. Like that's not really his strongest point, but he doesn't have to if he's doing everything else that he's capable of doing. But nonetheless, big win for the Chargers. Like I'm happy for once. Like they've been in a lot of these games all season, come down to the last minute, and they just kind of get away from them. And I thought this was going to happen again. I thought they were just going to let this one slip again, but Herbezy was not to be denied of a win this time. So I'll take it. Also, though, does go back to what I've been saying for probably like 2 months now. Raiders aren't going to playoffs. I know they were still. I mean, I think right now they're still technically alive. This last game would have pretty much kind of helped them stay even more alive. Nah, they were already the odd person out.
They're 7-7 now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Remember when they beat the Saints in the beginning of the year and everybody was high on them? And I'm still like, yeah, but I don't trust them. And then they beat the Chiefs, and then everybody definitely was on their bandwagon. I was still like, yeah, but I still don't trust them.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah.
This is exactly. Nah,
This is
they're
exactly why we are.
they're on the cusp though. They're on the cusp. Like I don't know what it is
Yeah.
they need. Probably an actual number one receiver. Aguilar, I keep saying he's having an amazing year. Can't be your number one option to me.
Yeah.
Waller's good. Josh Jacobs had a good game. I mean, actually, their defense is probably the real issue, more so than their offense.
Yeah.
That defense,
Secondary, especially.
yeah. I don't know because I think they need linebackers too. Just that whole defense
Yeah.
needs to overhaul.
I mean,
They get that defense
yeah,
right.
but
If they can get the defense, they'll be able to. But I mean, they're otherwise as of now, they're probably going to continue to be kind of what they are now, like a middle of the pack team. But as far as the game, good game for a Thursday night game. Way better than what I expected. I thought the Raiders were going to win. They had chances to win, but the Chargers were not to be denied. And Vick, Mr. Thursday night, he got one. He got it again.
Hey, to all the fans,
shout out Herbeezy though. Shout out Herbeezy.
Hey.
That's my guy. Might be
Hey,
rookie of the year. Might be rookie of the year. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's strong running. He's strong running.
He's
very.
definitely.
He has a very strong case.
Hey, but just a reminder to all the fans, Thursday night football. I mean, if you need to get your week off to a fast start, look at my pick'ems. I mean, Thursday night I always started off strong, so they don't call me Mr. Thursday night for no reason.
Yeah, they don't.
But
wow.
You're right.
Wow.
All right, but who's next on the recap of Thursday?
Well, I'll just make it short so you can go ahead after me, Spence. Yeah, honestly, I was really unsure that the Chargers would win this game. I had to do a little recap. Honestly, I wasn't able to watch the game fully, so I had to watch some recaps on it. But yeah, Mario looked nice. I was definitely surprised. I mean, it was just one of those things out of sight, out of mind. He's kind of like the forgotten man over in Las Vegas, and it was good to see him. Huh?
No, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, if y'all see if y'all see
okay.
If y'all see
he's doing
my bad.
right now. We are currently recording. It is Saturday, December 19th. So currently watching the Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos game, in which just got a turnover and on Drew Lock and scored to go up. So yeah. Go ahead and continue.
All right. So with that being said, though, I was definitely happy that the Chargers won the game, especially with the fashion. It was double overtime, right? No, it was single overtime. Single.
Yeah, it was just one.
There's no double overtime, and in the regular season, there's no double overtime.
Yeah, sign me up for double for that.
Yeah, the way they're playing is about to be double overtime.
We'll take some more.
But other than that, as Trayy was just basically talking about with the whole Rookie of the Year thing, it's definitely something that we can definitely talk about. Breezy and Justin Jefferson, and I'm sure there's a few others, but I think those are the top two, in my opinion. But with that being said, that's all I got to say about the game. Spence.
Man, was he wearing Raiders colors or was he back Oregon? Man, this is the Marcus Mariota. People was like, oh, finally. It's like, oh man. As soon as David Carr got hurt, and I was like, Marcus Mariota coming. I'm like, oh man, it's Marcus. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see how this goes. All of a sudden, do a play. Waller for a ball. I said, okay, earn your job back, Marcus. Guys, he really played great coming out. It was an offense that worked to his strength, really. Like you said, it had plays, designed for him. Of course, he still made some deep passes like, oh, Marcus, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, he played pretty well. he played pretty well. It's just that number 27 on defense, man, he was getting eaten alive.
Yeah.
I think he had like 6 pass interference calls just on him.
Yeah.
He just couldn't either A, keep up with C, B, get enough in front of him in space, man. It cost them a lot. It cost the Raiders a lot. And I think that's one of the big things that helped them lose. It was just the penalties, man. So much yards was giving up because of that. And it killed them. It really did. It killed them. But other than that, man, Chargers. All right, Anthony, you got the win.
It's the best the Chargers look as far as defensively against the run all season. That had been
right.
weakness of theirs. I thought Josh Jacobs would have had a way better game than what he did. But
right.
Yeah, they were not having it. That run defense was stout all night. They made them earn pretty much everything.
Right.
Josh Jacobs actually ended up going
now here's the problem.
Like twice. He ended up coming back.
Right.
Yeah, he was getting.
Now,
he was definitely taking some hits.
Right. Now, here's the problem though. Moving forward now, because I think Joey's hurt now. I think Joey Bosa's hurt.
Well,
Joey Bosa's.
Let's be honest. Both of these teams, their seasons are over. I'm just saying, for the most part, like
pretty much. So I get what you're saying, but more or less. For me, I think this quarterback move is to be honest with you guys, you probably want to see that more often. Because there's a lot of rumors that John is very big on Marcus more than Carr.
Well, you got to look at the contract deals.
And the thing,
look at the deals that all the rest of the backups signed. Jameis is making like $3 million maybe. Cam only got
yeah.
$1 million. I'm just saying Cam only got $1 million. They gave this. I think he got $2 million guaranteed, or $2 million. 2 years, I'm sorry, for like $15 million or something like that. So they invested more than just a year in him for a reason. Like, I think initially what probably would have happened, honestly, is if we had a regular preseason and everything, he wanted to see what they look like in camp to really, have sort of like a QB competition, which if you're a fan of the Bucks, like Vick, you know that Gruden is never opposed to having a quarterback competition. He's always brought in multiple quarterbacks at once, and they can hash it out in practice or whatever and see.
And they've all been capable.
Yeah, I'd argue
they've all been capable of.
This is the best backup situation around the league for the most part. I don't know who has a more capable backup than Mariota right now, honestly. I mean, obviously, I guess Dallas, you could say Andy Dalton, maybe. That's not a bad backup to have somebody who's.
I would probably say more. I'd probably say Jacoby Brissett. That's just my take.
I mean, he's not a bad.
I mean, either way, like
I'm just saying, like
he's solid. Like
Mariota was a starter for 4 years. Dalton's a starter for like 4 or 5 years. That's what I'm saying in that sense. Brissett, he got his chance. But
you know what? And the fact that you say that is just like it makes me think too, because Jacoby Brissett, the Colts weren't really a playoff team. He was safe. He was, but with Marcus Mariota, like they've been to the playoffs, and we've seen what Mariota has done in the playoffs. He's not terrible. He definitely got the job done, and he's got. I think he's.
He threw a touchdown to himself against the Chiefs a couple years ago.
Yeah. That was a wild one. But yeah, I mean, so he's definitely a capable starter. He's probably the most proven, because Andy Dalton, we know what he does in the playoffs, and
he loses.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, I mean, I agree. I think
so. More so, like people underestimate or underrate the the bigger difference that coaching makes and that systems make. That makes
Yeah.
a lot of difference, and people don't understand that. People just think, "Oh,
Hmm.
guy sucks," or like right now, still to this.
It could be a wrong system.
I'm not done on Sam Darnold yet until I see him go somewhere else and get another opportunity at the level because he's playing with Adam Gase right now, and Spence, we know how that is. So
No,
yeah,
Oh well, with that being said, since you
I'm good.
mentioned,
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm just saying, man.
I guess I'll go ahead and start it off. Uh,
Look,
my candidate, huh?
uh, I guess we cut out a little bit there. I didn't necessarily catch that.
Oh, you didn't catch any of that? Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see something. Okay. So I said, with that being said, with Trey mentioning about coaches having a big factor into
Oh, good segue.
players,
Yes.
yeah, with players, being developed and whatnot. Go ahead and talk about the Coach of the Year candidate, which I'll go ahead and start it off. Um, I was kind of going back and forth with this quite a bit, and the obvious answer is Mike Tomlin. The obvious answer is Mike Tomlin. And just like how Pro Bowl voting works and MVP works, from what we've seen, it's usually done probably I think mid-season, maybe close to late. So as much as I want to say the obvious answer is Mike Tomlin, I want to go with the Miami Dolphins head coach, Brian Flores. Um, just with everything that he's done with that franchise, obviously we know how they were last year. Not saying that they were, you know, a very bad team or anything based off of their record, but they played some pretty inspired football, and he definitely has shown that he's more than capable of, despite the odds that his team may have, you know, against the teams that they're playing against. He's shown that he can make some good coaching decisions, and he's definitely put players in the right places to where even though the roster may have not looked enticing, and the fact that I'm pretty sure everybody had the Miami Dolphins not even in playoff contention, like even having the record that they have right now, is what makes it most impressive to me. So with that being said, Brian Flores is my candidate. I wanted to say Ron Rivera too as an honorable mention, but 6-7, I think that's what the record is. Uh, it's kind of tough, that NFC East. Not really sold, even though I've been proactively you know just basically say that, hey, the Redskins, excuse me, the Washington football team is the team in the East to watch out for, that I think, well, that I believe is going to come out from the East. But again, Brian Flores is my candidate for Coach of the Year, but I would not be the least bit surprised if Mike Tomlin is the Coach of the Year. Just how voting usually goes.
Okay.
Not bad.
So with that being said, uh, go ahead, Spence.
Okay. So we know it's gonna probably be Mike Tomlin, probably because of the record and everything and
Yeah.
how it goes. Now, I do agree with you, Vic. I would like Brian Flores to get it. I
Yeah.
do. But there's one team that they probably looking a little bit more
Hmm.
into than all of them. And
Please tell us.
and sadly, that is the team that your team beat.
Oh, okay.
You gotta think about it. Last year they were like 3 and something. Not they had like a really bad one, right? And the year before,
Yeah. I don't remember what
yeah,
it was, but
yeah, and then with I think his name's Stefanski.
Kevin
I want to say
Stefanski.
it's Coach Stefanski.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
That's actually my choice as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
surprising.
took them. He changed that culture to almost a 10 and something team. Like he changed of course, in the beginning the Odell problem. So of course you're gonna have that in the chemistry and all that. But you gotta think about it. After that, they've been looking kind of right. Even when Odell was there, they blew out the freaking Cowboys. They blew out the Cowboys when the world thought they was gonna get destroyed. They blew out the Titans. Well, kind of, but Titans came back, but they were blowing out the Titans when the world thought they were gonna get reamed. So they're really coming up of the sleepers. They're really coming up sleepers. Sometimes if they can able to win more games, they might be sleepers. But I would like Flores to win it. I think most likely NFL. I think they're gonna give it to Stefanski, but if not, it's definitely Tomlin. And honorable mention, if anything was right, I would give Sean McDermott. Bills are 11-2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people expected the Rams to be
No,
this
not Sean.
competitive.
Not Sean.
Oh, Sean. Yeah,
I'm talking.
I'm thinking Sean McVay. My
Yeah,
bad. Yeah, Sean McDermott.
I'm
Yeah.
talking McDermott. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, as I already alluded to, it is not Mike Tomlin who I'm picking. I think it is Stefanski as well. So the thing with Tomlin is, if Tomlin was going to win it, for me, it should have been last season because the fact
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
he managed to
I
take
agree.
to 8-8 with little to
No.
nothing.
Yeah. Nobody.
But
Yeah.
at this
No.
point, Tomlin is solidified as a head coach. There's only three coaches ahead of him pretty much all time.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like he's never had a losing season, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win. It's just kind of like what Tomlin does at this point.
Right.
Not to discredit it because I mean the record that we have, he's in the conversation, but it's just to me, it's just not as impressive. Like you kind of expect it in a sense. Like I mean, we're gonna get 8 wins somehow from somewhere. He's gonna get us 8 at least. Anyways, and he holds the team accountable and everything. So Tomlin is a good choice. Flores, obviously, that was a close one. I wanted to go with them. He's definitely establishing a culture. I think,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, this is the one. This is the regime. Miami's had a lot of them over the last 30 years. So like they've had a lot. I think this is the regime that is gonna bring Miami back to to relevance, like long term, not just a season here or there. But with that same token, another team that has been bad historically, like pretty much our whole lives. So, which is Cleveland. Like I know this
Yeah.
is the best they've looked probably
Since 10.
at, even this team is way
It
better
even be good.
than
Yeah.
in 2010. And
Yeah.
I think it comes down to coaching because when they first got Odell, they had Super Bowl rumblings and everything. But what was the issue last year? It was the coaching. It was the
Freddie
coaching.
Kitchens,
Yeah, Freddie.
Freddie Kitchen
Horrible,
through the kitchen
horrible,
sink.
horrible, horrible head coach. So
which they play them this week, Sunday Night Football.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But nonetheless, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said was their issue. I was like, talent isn't the problem in Cleveland. They have all the talent they need on both sides of the ball. It's they don't have a coach, and they have
Nah.
a coach now. You
Yeah.
see the difference. Baker should not be dropping back 40 times a game, and they have a coach
Nope.
there now that realizes that
You should
the strength of this team is those 2 running backs, which
you
arguably
shouldn't
best running back tandem in the league as well. Like I don't know
right.
one punch really.
My bad, Trey. My thing is you shouldn't drop back 40 times when you have 2 running backs that had 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
Not even like almost a season ago.
yeah. But yeah, that's my thing.
Um,
You got a coach that understands what the strength of the team is, and he's more or less putting Baker in a situation to look better than what he has even since his rookie year. Because he looked good coming out his
Yeah.
rookie year, and then it was like year 2 was a decline, but they call it a sophomore slump. give him a pass for that. Last year, year 3, plus you get the addition of Odell Beckham. You expect on paper for them to go upward, but I kind of understand why he didn't. Why he looks better now without Odell because he doesn't have the added pressure. But nonetheless, though, all around though, I think it definitely has to do with coaching. So for me, Stefanski, he should get all the credit for that.
So who's your honorable mention?
Ron Rivera.
Watch them. Okay.
I just want to add to that.
Definitely understand.
Go ahead.
I want to add to the y'all candidates for Coach of the Year, Steven Stefanski. I I agree. That's definitely a good one. I wasn't really thinking too much about that, but I'm not changing my pick though. Still got Brian Flores, but
don't get me wrong. I hope it's him.
Yeah.
I hope it's him.
The thing that I love the most, I hate it, but I love it, is just, how infectious, like just the energy, the vibe, the way that Baker plays with. Like, he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's great just yet. He has some ways to go before he gets there, but it's just when Baker is playing with that energy that we have seen like his rookie year and this year, that's you can see how differently the team plays, how much swag, and I just growing up, seeing as us, we're all Miami Hurricane fans, just seeing the Miami Hurricanes play with such intensity, so much swag, so much energy, like just how fun they were playing with. They just it kind of reminds me of those Miami Hurricanes. At least, just saying with Baker's swag. I'm not talking about the whole Browns team in itself, but just so
Baker's like an anomaly. They expect them to be, the quiet type of guy, and they're like, they always say the right things.
Yeah.
Baker shows emotion at QB, and if good or bad, he shows it. That's one thing. I was high on Baker when he first came out, and then I pretty much had written him off after last year. I'm not gonna lie, but so I guess it has to remain to be seen. I'm gonna give it another year before I make my final judgment on Baker, because this year he looks like he's solid. He looks like the pick that they wanted. So we'll see. But yeah, overall, no, like what I was saying though, my honorable mention though would be Ron Rivera. Just the fact that man, cancer, pretty much is looking like Vick said, their team out of all the teams in the East looks like the most complete team.
Excuse me.
That if any team from the East were going to win a playoff game, I'm not saying they're going to go and make a run. But if any of the teams out of the East right now were going to be able to go into somebody's, well, actually, never mind, they're going to host a home game.
Yeah.
They're a division winner. But anyways, if anybody was going to win a playoff game, right now it's probably Washington. Their defense is sound. And again, even though he's not playing this Sunday, Haskins has to play because Alex Smith is out. But with Alex Smith in the lineup, that offense, they're not going to turn the ball over. It's going to be ran efficiently. So yeah, Ron Rivera, especially after, seeing him get back to form after, how the end of his stint in Carolina went. He got Washington back somewhat credible, I guess you could say.
And nobody had the Washington football team leading the East, or I don't even think anybody had Washington football team being
winning these many games.
Nobody had been beating the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
let's not forget that.
Well, except for me.
Did you pick it that week though? I don't believe you did pick that game. So no.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
No, you didn't.
It wasn't in stone.
And that shocked me. I was like, you didn't pick them? You pick them? Nah, I'm gonna pick the Steelers. All right.
You rolled with them this long, but when
I would have rolled it.
Believe.
I would have rolled it. They haven't failed you yet.
Yeah. most of the time when I picked them, they've always came through. But
Yeah.
I was respecting the Steelers being undefeated at the time, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of things that happened in that game that kind of, I think, saying like,
Look, man,
the Pittsburgh
Again,
Steelers played them
nope,
again, they
we're
would.
not giving excuses. We lost.
that sounds
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
excuse, bro.
No, I mean, I'm just being realistic. I mean, it just
I am
if
too.
y'all were to play
Injuries
again,
happen.
You were
Injuries
too.
happen. Injuries happen, man.
yeah, injuries happen. I think that was a big domino effect as to why the football team came back and won the game. I'm not saying that they're not a good team. I'm just saying that the Steelers are the better team. It's just
Yeah, now I agree though.
unfortunate.
If we were to play them again, I don't think they would beat us, honestly. But
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is what it is. They did enough to win
yeah,
that
it is what it is.
when they needed to. So
Yep. Hmm.
hats off to
All
them.
right. So, what's the next topic?